There are people who will smile at you, shake your hand, even call you their friend. Yet behind that smile is a heart filled with darkness. Not every enemy looks like an enemy. Some people look kind, speak softly, and act friendly, but slowly they destroy peace, relationships, faith, and even your future. Many lives have been damaged, not by strangers, but by the wrong people they trusted. And the most dangerous part is this: evil rarely announces itself. It hides, it pretends, it disguises itself. But if you learn the signs, if you understand the patterns, you can protect your life, your purpose, and your destiny. Today I will share with you powerful spiritual insights that will help you recognize the warning signs of an evil person before it is too late. If you listen carefully, these truths can save you from betrayal, manipulation, and heartbreak. So stay with me until the end, because what you learn today may protect your future. Evil people hide behind good appearances. One of the first things you must understand is this: evil rarely looks evil. If evil always looked ugly, nobody would ever be deceived. But many harmful people are very good at pretending. They may appear generous, polite, and supportive. They may compliment you often. They may show interest in your life. They may even act like your biggest supporter. But appearances can be misleading. The truth is not revealed in the first meeting. It is revealed over time. This is why wisdom requires patience. Never judge a person only by their first impression. True character is discovered slowly. Their words and actions never match. Another powerful sign of a dangerous person is the contradiction between what they say and what they do. They promise loyalty but betray trust. They speak kindness but spread harm. They pretend to support you but secretly work against you. Their words sound beautiful, but their actions leave destruction. A wise person does not evaluate people by promises. A wise person watches patterns, because actions always reveal the truth that words try to hide. They create conflict everywhere. Evil people often carry an atmosphere of conflict. Wherever they go, arguments follow, friendships break apart, misunderstandings increase, peace disappears. At first it may seem like coincidence, but when conflict surrounds the same person again and again, it is not coincidence, it is character. Some people thrive on division because chaos gives them power. They whisper lies, spread rumors, and turn people against each other. But a person with a good heart brings peace, not destruction. They manipulate through guilt and fear. One of the most subtle signs of an evil person is manipulation. They know how to control others emotionally. They may use guilt to pressure you. They may use fear to control your decisions. They may twist situations to make themselves look innocent. Instead of taking responsibility, they blame others. Instead of telling the truth, they distort reality. Slowly, they try to control how you think and how you feel. But true love never manipulates. True character respects freedom. Their true nature eventually appears. No matter how carefully someone hides their character, truth always surfaces. Time exposes everything. A person may hide jealousy for a season. They may hide hatred for a while. They may hide selfish motives for years. But eventually, their actions reveal who they really are. This is why patience is powerful. You do not need to rush to judge someone. Life itself will reveal their character. And when you see the truth, wisdom requires courage. Sometimes the best decision you can make is to create distance from harmful people. Protecting your peace is not weakness, it is wisdom. Conclusion: learning to recognize harmful people is not about judging others harshly. It is about protecting your heart, your purpose, and your future. When you develop discernment, you stop being easily deceived. You stop trusting blindly, and you begin to build relationships with people who truly bring light into your life. Because the right people will encourage you. They will support your growth. They will bring peace instead of chaos. And when you surround yourself with the right people, your life begins to move in the direction of purpose, strength, and blessing. So be wise, be observant, and never ignore the warning signs. Because recognizing evil early can save you from pain later. One of the most important truths you must understand about evil people is that they rarely appear evil at first. If harmful people always looked dangerous, spoke harshly, and behaved openly with hatred, it would be very easy to recognize them. No one would trust them, no one would invite them into their lives, and no one would give them influence. But the reality is very different. Evil often hides behind a mask of kindness, politeness, and charm. Many people who carry harmful intentions know exactly how to present themselves in a way that earns trust. They smile warmly, speak gently, and show interest in others. They may appear generous, supportive, and even humble. At first glance, they seem like people you would want to be around, people who seem safe and trustworthy. This is why so many people are deceived, because they judge others too quickly based only on appearances. A person with harmful intentions understands that if they show their true character immediately, people will distance themselves. So instead, they build an image. They carefully create a personality that others will admire and accept. They may compliment you often and make you feel important. They may offer help where you need it, or speak words that sound encouraging. In the beginning, their behavior may look genuine, and it can be difficult to imagine that there is something darker beneath the surface. But appearances alone cannot reveal a person's true character. What you see in the beginning is often only the surface, and the surface can be carefully controlled. This is why wisdom requires patience. A wise person does not rush to place full trust in someone simply because they seem pleasant or friendly. True character is not proven in a single conversation or a short meeting. It is revealed slowly through consistent behavior over time. When you observe someone long enough, their real nature begins to show. Small patterns start to appear. The way they speak about others, the way they react when things do not go their way, and the way they treat people who cannot benefit them, all reveal important clues about who they truly are. Sometimes a person who appears kind in public behaves very differently in private. They may act respectful in front of certain people, but show anger, jealousy, or cruelty when they believe no one important is watching. These contradictions are signs that the outward image is only a performance. A genuine person does not need to constantly manage how others see them, because their character remains consistent in every environment. But someone hiding in darkness must carefully maintain a mask, and maintaining that mask becomes harder over time. You must also remember that evil rarely works in obvious ways. It often moves quietly, slowly gaining trust before revealing its true intentions. That is why many people only recognize the danger after they have already been hurt. They trusted someone who seemed kind, someone who appeared loyal, someone who spoke the right words. Only later did they realize that the kindness was a disguise. This does not mean you should become suspicious of everyone or close your heart to people. Instead, it means you must balance kindness with discernment. Discernment means paying attention beyond the surface. It means observing patterns, listening carefully, and allowing time to reveal the truth about someone's character. A wise person understands that first impressions can be misleading. The smile you see may be real, or it may simply be a tool used to gain trust. The words you hear may sound sincere, or they may be carefully chosen to create an image. When you learn to look deeper than appearances, you protect yourself from being easily deceived. And when you give time the opportunity to reveal a person's true character, you gain the wisdom to choose the right people to trust in your life. Another clear sign that a person may carry harmful intentions is the growing gap between their words and their actions. Words are easy to speak. Anyone can promise loyalty, kindness, honesty, and support. Anyone can say the things that people want to hear. But actions require character. Actions reveal the true motives that words often try to hide. This is why one of the most important skills a person can develop is the ability to watch what people do, not only what they say. Many harmful individuals are very skilled with language. They know how to sound sincere. They know how to speak in a way that builds trust quickly. They may promise to stand beside you during difficult times. They may tell you that they respect you, value you, and care about your success. In the beginning, these words can feel comforting and reassuring. They create the impression that the person is dependable and trustworthy. However, as time passes, something begins to feel strange. The promises remain strong, but the actions slowly begin to contradict those promises. A person may claim they support you, yet behind your back, they speak negatively about you. They may say they are honest, yet small lies begin to appear in their stories. They may promise help, but when the moment comes when you truly need them, they disappear. These contradictions are not small details that should be ignored. They are signals that reveal something deeper about a person's character. When words and actions do not match, it often means that the words were only a performance designed to influence how others see them. One of the reasons this behavior can be confusing is because many people naturally want to believe the best about others. When someone speaks kindly, we want to trust that their heart is also kind. When someone promises loyalty, we want to believe that the promise is genuine. Because of this natural desire to trust, many people overlook the warning signs that appear in someone's actions. They continue believing the words even when the evidence suggests otherwise. Over time, this can lead to disappointment, betrayal, and emotional pain. A wise person learns to value consistency more than charm. Consistency means that a person's actions repeatedly reflect the values they claim to hold. When someone says they are honest, their actions should consistently demonstrate honesty. When someone claims they respect others, their behavior should reflect respect even when no one important is watching. True character does not change depending on the situation. It remains steady across time, across relationships, and across challenges. On the other hand, someone who speaks beautifully but acts differently is revealing a divided character. Their words are designed to create a certain image, but their actions reveal their real priorities. Eventually, patterns begin to appear. Perhaps they frequently break promises. Perhaps they shift blame whenever something goes wrong. Perhaps they present themselves as supportive while quietly creating obstacles for others. These repeated patterns tell a far more accurate story than any speech they may give. Learning to recognize this difference between words and actions is a powerful form of protection. It helps you avoid becoming attached to empty promises. Instead of trusting immediately, you begin to observe carefully. You notice how someone behaves when they are under pressure, how they treat people who cannot offer them anything in return, and whether their behavior remains consistent over time. These observations reveal the true foundation of a person's character. In the end, actions always carry more weight than words. Words can be rehearsed, polished, and delivered with great skill. But actions come from the deeper intentions of the heart. When you train yourself to pay attention to those actions, you develop the wisdom needed to recognize sincerity and to detect deception. This awareness does not make you cynical or suspicious of everyone. Instead, it allows you to build relationships based on truth rather than illusion. And it protects you from being misled by words that were never meant to be kept. One of the most revealing signs of a person with harmful intentions is the way they leave chaos wherever they go. Some people seem to naturally attract conflict, tension, and division, and this is rarely a coincidence. When a person consistently stirs up arguments, creates misunderstandings, or turns people against each other, it is often a reflection of their inner character. True kindness, humility, and integrity tend to bring peace, not turmoil. Therefore, when you notice someone repeatedly involved in conflict, It is a warning signal that should not be ignored. At first, it can be easy to dismiss these situations as chance or coincidence. Perhaps two friends had a disagreement, or a small misunderstanding escalated at work. One or two isolated incidents might seem insignificant. But when the same person seems to be at the center of multiple disputes, patterns begin to emerge. These patterns reveal that the person may thrive on division and tension, whether consciously or unconsciously. Conflict becomes their tool to manipulate, control, or assert influence over others. People who carry harmful intentions often use subtle tactics to create discord. They whisper words that plant seeds of doubt in the minds of others. They may exaggerate small issues to make them seem like major problems. They may take pleasure in watching others argue or in seeing alliances break apart. Over time, these repeated actions create an environment where trust is weakened, friendships are strained, and peace becomes rare. An environment of constant conflict benefits the person sowing it because it gives them power over others, even if that power is indirect. It is important to understand that this behavior is not always overt. Some people may appear charming and friendly on the surface, yet secretly they encourage conflict behind the scenes. They may manipulate situations so that misunderstandings and tensions arise without ever seeming responsible. Their actions may be hidden under layers of politeness or subtlety, making it easy for others to overlook what is truly happening. Only careful observation over time will reveal the destructive patterns. Another key point is that a person who spreads conflict often lacks empathy for others. They may not consider the harm they cause or the emotional distress they create. Instead, they are focused on their own advantage, their own sense of control, or even the satisfaction of seeing others struggle. In contrast, a person of integrity seeks to resolve conflicts, build understanding, and restore harmony. Where one brings peace, the other brings tension. Where one seeks solutions, the other thrives on problems. Recognizing this pattern early can protect you from unnecessary emotional pain. When you observe someone consistently creating conflict, it is not a reflection of your weakness, but of their character. It is a sign that you need to be cautious, maintain boundaries, and perhaps distance yourself from the situations they influence. This awareness does not mean you judge harshly or seek to retaliate. Rather, it equips you with the wisdom to protect your relationships, your work environment, and your peace of mind. Ultimately, those who spread conflict reveal themselves not through what they say, but through the outcomes of their presence. If arguments, division, and tension seem to follow a person wherever they go, it is a reflection of the nature of their heart. By paying attention to these patterns, you develop discernment that allows you to avoid unnecessary trouble, focus on relationships that bring growth and peace, and create a life surrounded by those who build rather than destroy. Recognizing this pattern early helps you respond wisely. ensuring that the negative influence of such a person does not derail your life, your purpose, or your sense of peace. One of the most subtle yet powerful signs of a harmful person is their tendency to manipulate others through guilt, fear, or emotional pressure. This form of influence is rarely obvious at first because it does not rely on force or overt aggression. Instead, it works quietly, slowly shaping the thoughts, feelings, and decisions of those around them. Manipulation is a hallmark of a person whose character is self-centered and untrustworthy. They seek to control situations and people to serve their own interests, often at the expense of your peace, freedom, and well-being. Manipulative individuals are skilled at twisting situations to make themselves appear innocent or righteous while casting blame on others. They rarely take responsibility for their actions. If something goes wrong, it is never their fault. They will find a way to shift guilt onto someone else. This can be subtle, like a casual comment that makes you feel ungrateful, or more direct, like accusations that provoke fear or self-doubt. Over time, these small manipulations can accumulate, creating a sense of confusion and insecurity in those around them. Fear is another tool often used by manipulative people. They may imply consequences for not complying with their wishes, sometimes openly, but often in ways that feel indirect. For example, they may suggest that rejecting them or questioning their motives could lead to the loss of friendship, support, or opportunity. Their words are designed to pressure you into action, but the real motive is control, not care. The danger is that fear clouds judgment. When the person acts out of fear rather than clarity, they may make choices that compromise their values or peace. Guilt is used in a similar way. A manipulative person may make you feel responsible for their unhappiness, failure, or mistakes. They may exaggerate their needs, sufferings, or sacrifices to elicit sympathy and compliance. They prey on your compassion and willingness to help. This tactic can be so subtle that you do not recognize it at first, and you may even feel wrong for resisting. The skillful manipulator understands how to push emotional buttons, knowing which responses will keep others obedient or agreeable to their desires. Another characteristic of manipulative people is the way they distort reality. They may twist facts, misrepresent events, or omit critical information to make themselves appear blameless or justified. Over time, this can cause confusion and doubt in those who trust them. You may begin questioning your own judgment or memory. The manipulator's goal is to make themselves seem reasonable and others seem wrong, even if the reality is the opposite. Emotional distortion is dangerous because it undermines confidence and makes it difficult to see the truth clearly. Recognizing this pattern of manipulation is crucial for protecting your heart and mind. A person who manipulates does not respect freedom or integrity. True love, friendship, and support never force, coerce, or control. They do not rely on guilt or fear to maintain influence. When you notice consistent attempts to manipulate through emotional pressure, it is a warning that this person may have harmful intentions.